Now, as Pride Month comes to a close, we're highlighting new FDA guidelines, making blood donation more inclusive.
The change moves the focus of concern from sexual orientation to a donor's behavior. News 8's Hannah Mordeau explains.
Now all donors will be asked the same risk-based questions, opening the door for gay and bisexual men to give blood 40 years after most were banned from doing so. Local blood banks say this is a big step backed by science, but it could take some time to implement.
We never have enough blood on the shelf.
Donating blood can save lives. These donor notes at a local clinic are proof. But for gay and bisexual men in America, giving this gift has been mostly off limits.
These regulations were discriminatory.
Alan Witchey is the president and CEO of the Damien Center.
It made me mad, sometimes because it was unfair and it wasn't based in facts or science. For me, I'm a gay man. I grew up in the 80s. And I've never given blood. Never in my life have I given blood because I've never been allowed to give blood.
He helps people with HIV and those at risk for it. He understands how the virus has played a part in the limits of blood donation and that it's time for change.
I'm very excited. I think it's long past due.
We're super excited about it.
Penny Schroeder is the vice president of Versity Blood Center of Indiana.
This change really maintains the safety of the blood supply while also making the process more inclusive.
She says the FDA officially released the new guidance in May, now focused on the risk of donors because of their behavior and not their sexual orientation.
Assessing a donor by their individual donor history doesn't ask just males anymore. We're asking all donors, regardless of gender, if you've had new or multiple sexual partners in the last 3 months. So it really is inclusive, and it asks the same questions to all folks.
She says the UK and Canada have already successfully made the switch, and science backs the move.
There's been a lot of studies that really support this science-based questionnaire and deferral.
The advanced study and the transfusion-transmitted infectious monitoring system ensure this move is safe. Plus, HIV medication will now be a factor.
A donor that is taking PEP or PrEP, if you're taking that orally, it will be deferred for 3 months. If you're taking it injectable, it's for 2 years.
HIV is the reason gay men were banned from giving blood in the first place 40 years ago.
We all know Ryan White was born and raised here in Indiana, and he was the face for HIV for a long time, and he got HIV through a blood transfusion, right? So in Indiana in particular, I think there was a lot of fear.
In 2015, the FDA dropped the lifetime ban and replaced it with a 1-year abstinence requirement. Then in 2020, the agency shortened the abstinence period to 3 months after donations plummeted during the pandemic. Now, blood centers like Versity are updating their policies and procedures and retraining staff with the new guidance.
We want to make sure that we have our folks trained on new procedures, new processes, so we can implement this effectively and make it a great experience for all.
Hoping to implement it soon and add more notes to the wall.
This is a great opportunity for a whole group of people that have not been able to donate blood to finally donate blood.
Bridging the gap in the blood supply and building pride in the process.
We've come this long way, that's 40 years, and finally this is changing, and it should change.
Versity hopes to be able to follow the new guidance by the end of the year. The Red Cross is planning on implementing these changes on August 7th, but the work to educate the public is happening now. Hannah Mordeau, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.